I was closer to home, Tristan, and I lived in Miami for a number of years. Closer to home, I flew to Venezuela. I went to Venezuela in like 2004, and Hugo Chavez was just in power at that time. He was in power, but the country was doing quite well, very well. I mean, I remember going to a mall in Venezuela in 2004, and it was just like going to a mall in the USA, a shopping mall. And everybody was very relaxed, and there was, you know, having a good time. It was holiday resorts, everything. 2004. And we all know what happened in Venezuela. And when Hugo Chavez died, and then Maduro got in, and he started deciding to kick out the American companies, and the price of the Venezuelan bolivar, I mean, it's like 1,000 times less than it used to be worth. And so that's like 3 hours from Miami by plane, like 3.5. And it's like it can happen anywhere, right?
Yes, exactly. In Brazil, we have this scenario twice.
Yeah.
Yes, the beginnings of 90s, and when we have the impeachment with a president, and we have banks, and here in European Union, you have two banks that crashed 7 years ago. So it's happened. Yeah. Yes, here.
So this is
we have problems with
this is part of the message that the mainstream have to hear, if you like. And we're trying, like you're trying, we're trying, but a lot of people that are intelligent, well-read, still don't know much about this at all. And that's one element of it, the security of your own assets that you've worked hard to accumulate, right? But it's not, again, like we go back to over the conversation, it's not even the only part, because you can use the power of the architecture of blockchain to store data just as a digital database in a very efficient and secure way, more efficient than a traditional database. Now that's got nothing to do with using it as a cryptocurrency. You can use it as a digital storage device for just the names and addresses in your business.
Yes,
right?
And this is the secret from NFTs. The NFTs this year has this huge and fantastic scenario for everybody exactly because of this. We can store it and then create our digital asset. And now you have costed zero transactions fee, and you can manage everything. So it's another game. It's another level of the game.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, I'd like to examine that, how your perspective on that, Josina, because I think that there's even value of people understanding blockchain technology, even if you don't go down the tokenization path, because NFTs are tokenization, but you actually can use the blockchain without there even being tokenization. Am I correct in that? I mean, I believe I
exactly.
am.
You're correct, 100%.
Because you're just using it as a ledger. You're using it as a digital ledger, just like the old-fashioned paper ledger, etc.
Same database that you had, but better.
Yes, exactly.
And these are the things that people would like to understand, which is not getting out there right now.
And you know, John, that's a really, really good point there is the big changeover that people are switching to is they're switching from a database to a blockchain, and understanding the differences between going from a database to a blockchain and the advantages of it is the real key, that once you understand that, you realize why you must have it.
I think that's the starting point, Tristan, actually, is when we train people in the technology, you train them to start off thinking of it as a database. And you talk about the history of transactional ledgers, of financial ledgers, where it used to be the monk and the abbot on the hill in the priory that had the books that kept the ledger for the farmers who couldn't write and couldn't read. And if somebody gave a cow to farmer A gave a cow to farmer B and was promised that he would give him 2 sheep back next week. This was actually stored in a ledger by the only people who could read and write, which were the religious order of the time, right? And you'd have 2 columns, and it would be, you know, what went in for farmer A, what came out of farmer A, what went in for farmer B, what went out for farmer B. And you have to explain it at that level before you can then get to the point where you talk about keys and public keys and private keys, and before you can talk about creating a token based on the value of
an idea,
but something that's tangible, something tangible.